I read 2153. A motion shall be moved by the chairperson or any other member of the committee upon presentation of the report to the House for consideration and adoption or otherwise of the report. So he's a member of the committee. It is within his right to present the paper and present a report to the House. So I think it is not out of place for any member of the committee to do this. So, Leader, please allow the member of the committee to exercise his rights. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, I think my colleague needs to read the order he just referred to very well. Order 2153 said a motion shall. What we seek the chairman to do, is it a motion? Is it a motion, Michael? So read it well. That's not a motion. So you leader, cannot say, you cannot refer me to an order.
Leader, read the heading.
The order.
Leader, read the heading.
Mr. Speaker, he said report of committee.
Yes.
And it says that the three he quoted, a motion shall be moved. Mr. Speaker, what we seek to do here is to present the paper, not the motion yet, because the minority whip said, Mr. Speaker, if you check the other paper addendum, 1I is the report of the committee. That's the first item. So, Mr. Speaker, if it is 1, I and II are not motions. And so, for that matter,
but the heading is
to standing order 125. It's not.
Leader, the heading is right. Report of a committee. So, yes.
Speaker, the reference is actually to 2152. Speaker, with your permission. The committee shall consider and adopt the report prior to the presentation of the report to the House, and the report shall be signed by the chairperson and the clerk to the committee.
Signed.
So, Mr. Speaker. No, hold on. Mr. Speaker, what exactly is the litigation here? What is the roadblock you are mounting? That the report has not been appropriately signed, or that the report cannot be presented to the House. So let's be clear. The person who is mounting the litigation, let's hear him clearly, then we can counter. Because I'm hearing different voices on the matter.
Yes.
Speaker, unfortunately, it is clear. He did not say that it should be signed for. It says signed by.
But honorable minority deputy whip, I believe if you have been in this house for, you come across that most of the reports are signed for. It has been a standard. It has been a standard. I'm not saying that.
I am not disputing that has been the standard. Speaker, what I'm saying is what I'm picking from the standing order. Speaker, and I know that this house operates with this standing order. If there is a departure that for the purposes of Speaker's directives, and Speaker, it's as a sequel of someone referring you to the standing order. And the standing order says clearly, it didn't say signed by for. It says signed by a particular person who is the chairperson.
Mr. Speaker, I think my colleagues on this side should understand that, yes, Parliament, we are masters of our own rules. So you cannot elect to make an argument based on a particular order when you offend the other.
So if he was referring us to Standing Order 2153 to make a point that any member of the committee can present the report, that's what my colleague was also telling him, that the same Standing Order 2152 also says that it should be signed by the chairman, not for the chairman. So if you want us to continue, we can continue and leave some of these litigations. But if you also want to make up your point, then we will also be able to make a point that it should not be signed for. It should be signed by the chairman.
Speaker, one, we are confronted with the request to lay papers and other paper addendum. The laying of papers, Mr. Speaker, is governed by Order 96 of our standing orders. Mr. Speaker, let me, with your leave, read what Order 96 says. Presentation of papers. A paper may be presented to the House only by the Speaker, the chairperson of a committee, a member, a minister, or a head of an independent constitutional body. Speaker, may I further refer the House to Order 6 of our standing orders, the interpretation provision. Speaker, a paper is defined. Mr. Speaker, a member is also defined. So, Mr. Speaker, the argument that a member of a committee who is copiously captured under 96 to have the mandate to present a paper to this House is untenable, is totally unfounded. There's no basis to make any such argument. A member is mandated by our standing orders to have the capacity to lay a report or lay a paper on behalf of the committee. Mr. Speaker, further under Order 2153 that my brother quoted earlier, it is to buttress the fact that it is not merely a paper that is being laid, but it's actually to give birth to the presentation of a committee report. And the committee presentation of a committee report is also captured under Order 216. Mr. Speaker, with your leave, let me read 2161 first of all. And the head note is report of committees. 1. The deliberations and recommendations of a committee shall be presented to the House in the form of a report. The papers are the conveyor belts by which the reports are presented on the floor. And that is why in Order 2153, it says this: a motion shall be moved by the chairperson or any other member of the committee upon presentation of the report to the House for consideration, adoption, or otherwise of the report. So, Mr. Speaker, the terms of Order 96, if you marry it with 2151 and 3, applies pari passu to the matters before us. So, for anybody to say that the member so prepared to present the paper and subsequently the report has no capacity is totally unfounded. It's an abuse of the process. Now you can only be invoking Order 2152 if the report that we seek to lay and adopt is unsigned. The report has been appropriately signed. So, Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, this is a journey to nowhere. I pray that we proceed with this matter so that we can do some business. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, honourable member for Santiachem Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think that the majority chief whip is not helping the minister. He would have done worse. The effect of the rules are clear. It is the majority that is referring us to the rules that the report can be presented by any member. You cannot jump to and come to 3 when you refer to 215. 2152 says that the report must be signed by the chairman. The minister comes in hurriedly that he wants this bill to go through. Instead of picking an argument that will help the nation, that we are in a hurry to present this bill, you want to go by the rules. The effect, I haven't finished. Please sit. I haven't finished. Sit. I have the floor. What you are saying, the effect of it is that if a member, if the report, the chairman has sat, presided over the committee, has sat on it, and then had come to the House, any member can present it. But the rules don't say that any member can sign a report. It is the chairman and the secretary to the committee that 2152 says that they have to sign the report. Now, do you have a report that is signed by the chairman? All that the front bench is telling us is that the chair and the vice chair are unavoidably absent. Where are they? Why the rush? The minister comes in and he didn't marshal all these people. I am not sure even if the chairman sat at the committee level to decide on the report that you are presenting. You are not helping the minister. Pick a better argument.
Hello, yes.
Speaker, the Honorable Anyimedu didn't listen to me, or perhaps it's not following the argument. The argument is not that the report is not signed. That was a secondary argument. The primary argument was that the member cannot lay the report. And that is the issue. That is the issue we are dealing with. So let's deal with the primary issue first. The issue that you claim that the chairman didn't sign the report. The report has been signed. Your litigation is that it was not signed by the chairman. It was signed for the chairman. And I'm saying that does not invalidate the report, with all due respect. It does not. It does not. Show me the law that says that when the report is not signed by the chairman, the report is invalidated. So please, if you are speaking across, you can decide to litigate this matter. And I can see the mood. So with all due respect, Mr. Speaker, we have engaged in this matter since morning. So if you come and you change color and you want to do what you are doing, I am ready for you. With all due respect. But the report will have to be taken. Yes, I've listened to myself. Because what you are doing is not fair. So, Mr. Speaker, the rule clearly mandates a member to present a report. In fact, last week, a member presented a report. A member did. A member presented a paper on behalf of the committee and subsequent, please stop shouting across. I listened to you carefully. So a member of this house belonging to a committee, which committee report was ready, it was presented just last week. And you get up and say that we are in a hurry. Nobody is in a hurry. It's the sponsor of the bill that comes to the house and informs the House that given the exigencies and the matters contained in the memorandum to the bill, it is urgent that this bill be considered expressly. Is that something new that has been introduced on this floor? No. Indeed, I have sat at this side for 8 years. We carried bills and the certificate of urgency more than 35 on this side. So if you want to play politics, by all means play your politics. But don't suggest that this is new. So, Mr. Speaker, there's no basis for the argument emanating from this side regarding the report that is ready and to be carried. So, Mr. Speaker, we are entirely in your hands for direction in the matter.
Yes, I know I'm hearing you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I followed the argument whilst in the office, and I felt that I needed to come in to add my voice for us to find a way forward. Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to talk law. I'm not going to talk procedure. I'm going to talk practice. The fortunate thing both sides have as their equity is that both sides have once been in government before. The practice, as I know, is that ministers of state, and I say so with a lot of deference to you, my respected colleague Akando, ministers of state do prior engagement. There's a good reason why we have 5 leaders and we have committee leaders. Mr. Speaker, some of these urgent matters coming from cabinet, you do proud discussion. I have been with my colleague, the majority leader, all day today. No such communication regarding this government policy was discussed with me. No such discussion. Mr. Speaker, there is this mindset: we are majority, we will have our way. And when, don't worry, do your, of course, whether you are even up to 30 here. And it's like, oh, the minority, if you want to assert yourself, then they take you to social media that you're obstructing government business. Colleagues, that at the time, the 5 of us here took that responsibility. We knew that insults were part of it. I in particular. So it's not about who says what in social media against me. And as long as I know my conscience is clear, I leave this chamber, I will attend my evening mass, go and pray to my God, take my communion, and go and sleep. I don't care about somebody insulting me or somebody's propaganda. Let us serve our country. If you have an important policy like the healthcare, an honorable minister, with the greatest respect, you and I, we have our own esprit de corps. We have a relationship. None of you here is an enemy to us. Have we engaged for us to even appreciate? I won't mention that minister's name, but there's only one minister who, when even he has difficult situation, will come for discussion and let you know what it is. I just had a briefing from my colleague on this matter. Roxanne, with respect, our job is to help you function. Our job in minority. You were telling people to be quiet. You were telling people to be quiet. You were telling people to be quiet, Roxanne. Eche, he who comes to equity must do equity. You must hear me. We are in this together. And the right thing must be done. Mr. Speaker, even as they are pushing, I heard the rules. I don't want to talk about the rules. You cannot place something on nothing, it will fall. The rule talks about laying. Any member can lay. But something must trigger. The document must be wholesome before it is laid. A document cannot appear with a signature. Which signature we don't know whose is it. Then you say that it's been signed by any member, so it's been signed for the chairman, so it has to be laid. I don't want to place too much emphasis on law, but today is not your last day of doing business, Chief Whip. Whatever discussion you claim to have had, I do not think that it was sufficient enough to carry the House on board. It is not sufficient enough to carry all of us on board. Besides, look at your numbers. You say you are coming to do something under certificate of urgency. On your own side. On your own side. And if you check in this chamber, do we even have the quorum to sit, let alone quorum to take decisions? So I would plead with you. I will plead with you. It is your government policy. It is your government. You have your priorities. Nobody will stand in your way. But let us allow consensus for this. This is democracy. This is democracy. Nobody is stampeding you on this side of the house. In fact, our ranking, Dr. Ayu Efriye, is the most reasonable ranking you can have. Maybe at the risk of making a disclosure, when we get hard on him, He is the one who is able to tame the caucus and say, look, this is health matters. Let's do this way. Ask him. Maybe I must reveal this. Anytime we get hard on him, he says that leaders, I am the chair. You have put me there as ranking. I think that let's support Akando. Let's support Akando. I would not want us to create a certain impression that the minority is being reasonable so that we play to the gallery. No. Mr. Speaker, it is a big no. We have the capacity as a house to sit and judge, come back tomorrow, go through it, and then allow. Mr. Speaker, we did UDS bill under certificate of urgency. Go and check the CSOs. They were all over at the UDS. Sir. Yes, I'm saying that we did it under certificate of urgency. Yes, that's what we did. We passed that bill for you. And today you took credit for it in Tamale, that you passed that bill. Mr. Speaker, go and check what the CSOs were telling Parliament. As if Parliament is a rubber stamp chamber. Even when we had gone through it. So let's take it easy. Because there are external stakeholders who have interest in the affairs of the state, not only us. So if you come and you say the minister says, oh, certificate of urgency, then the next impression is to set an agenda, the minority against majority, and then no. Healthcare is critical. We will support you, but we must understand what we need to do. Mr. Speaker, we don't have the numbers. I would appeal to my own classmates and steady mates. This is not the time to break shoulders over this matter. Chief Whip, I know the burden on you. We've been there before. Minister has come, government wants something done. But there are times that I had gone back to Jubilee to tell Mr. President, allow me to build consensus. And Mr. President had obliged me. You can do same. So let us take it easy. Let us go, come back, and deal with it. Look at the bill. If indeed it is such that in spite of having the health insurance law and in spite of how people are having access to our health insurance facilities, we need to pass this thing through certificate of urgency and get the bill done. It should be, and it would be. But this approach now, I think the well is poisoned. The well is poisoned. Let us cure the poison in that well. Let us cure it. And let's not attempt law. Let us invoke our own practice. Speaker decided to call off sitting, suspended sitting for some 20 minutes. I do not think that the suspension has helped because majority leader is not here. I was not in the chamber. The two of us have not spoken. And I think that that which is in parts must be done away with so that the whole can be invoked for perfection. I'm sure you understand this.
Speaker,
hold on.
It's very important.
I'll come to you. I'll come to you. Honorable members, I think when we went on recess, we met, we discussed. Looking at what is going on, if I may have to plead with you, just take the report and we hold on with it for further discussion. I think that is what we discussed at the so if we can take the report, then we will hold on with it for further discussion.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I respect the chair very much, and I may want to call upon Mr. Speaker to rule on 2152. And I will, Mr. Speaker, especially when the majority front bench threatens I can't understand this. If you are wrong, you are wrong. You have to use other means. But what is 2152 saying? That's what I want to say. The report must be signed by the chair. And this was not signed by the chair. So the report is not properly before the House. Mr. Speaker, that's all I'm saying.
Honourable members, please, I don't want us to go the way we are going. Please. Leader, don't let us litigate this.
Speaker, these are very important matters, with all due respect. So let me respond. Speaker, this bill was initially brought to the House, and the decision was that we should do pre-laying consideration. The committee met this weekend, yesterday and Saturday, both sides. So for the minority leader to suggest that the sponsors of the bill have failed to consult and engage is totally false. It's totally false. You are not a unitary minority. You lead a group. So when officers of your group have been engaged, you don't do that. You don't do that. Mr. Speaker, he has said very terrible things.
Oh, no.
Terrible things touching on the majority. You don't do that. When we engage, you don't come to the floor and run us under the bus. You don't do that. So I am helping my minister. You have decided to do politics. And I'm saying that even the grounds you are invoking, you don't have the grounds. You don't have the grounds. The report has been prepared and laid, and is ready for presentation. So, Mr. Speaker, I am saying one, we have done adequate consultation on the matter. We built consensus on the matter. We've been sitting for the past 4 hours. We built consensus on this matter. It is as a result of the consensus building that we prepared the order paper addendum. Order paper addendum was not prepared in vacuum. We consulted. So, Mr. Speaker, the suggestion that we haven't consulted, we haven't built consensus on the matter is inaccurate. It's most inaccurate.
Honourable members, I think minority leader says something that at a certain point in time we don't need to go law. We've been doing business here on consensus building. So I think, leader, like we went to the recess, I said that we can start, but we wouldn't end it today. We can start and probably continue. But now, I'm saying what we said at the. So I think we can still consult more. I don't think it's anything that we have to. So let's do more consultation, and probably we will address this issue without this kind of litigation. It wouldn't help anybody, please. I wouldn't rule anything on this. Let's build a consultation. Let's build it up and see how best. If not today, tomorrow we'll be able to handle it. Please, I beg of you.
You've spoken. Let me address the issue so that you come in. No. So you sit. You sit. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, like he first directed, we can lay the report whilst we engage our colleagues from the other side, so that by the end of the day, when the report is taken, either to continue or to adjourn, then we'll come back to you. So let's lay the two reports whilst we engage each other, so that we'll see the way forward, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, let me finish first. No, the two of them.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable,
Speaker.
I beg of you. Honorable Ahmed, I beg of you. I beg of you. Yes.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, is the majority chief whip. I think sometimes he needs to control himself with regards to some of this issue. And Mr. Speaker, all of us, when we were engaging, none of us averted our mind as to the signing of the report. So when our attention is drawn to it, the majority front bench needed to relate well so that we will see how best this matter can be handled. Mr. Speaker, in any case, they are the same people who refer to Order 125. We didn't refer it to us. They started that Order 2153. When I raised issue that when the chairman is not there, then he brought us to quoting the standing orders. So the majority chief whip have said so many things that even offend the minority leader. If you engage us, our minority leader is not here. So when he raised issues, we were supposed to brief him and carry him along. But you don't use certain words as if he's standing in front of government business or he doesn't want government business to move on. So majority chief whip, I think some of this issue, if you want to relate, don't get angry over certain things. And Mr. Speaker, so because of what he's done, it's very difficult for this report to be late. It's very difficult. Mr. Speaker, now cooperation have suffered. The engagement has collapsed. And Mr. Speaker, for the record, they should tell us who signed the report. Because they said 4. And Mr. Speaker, if you read our standing orders very well, in 2152, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I'll just read 2152. And Mr. Speaker, it says that the committee shall consider and adopt the report prior to the presentation of the report to the House, and the report shall be signed by the chairperson. Shall be signed by the chairperson. Mr. Speaker, whilst 2153 is saying that the motion shall be moved by the chairman or any other person, in 2152 didn't say it can be signed by any other person. He said it shall be signed by the chairperson. So, Mr. Speaker, the report that we are going to listen to, who signed that report? Who signed the report? So, Mr. Speaker, this report cannot be laid. Where we are at the moment, we cannot lay the report because we'll be offending our rules. So they should make it known to us. The majority chief whip should tell us who signed the report. Let's see who signed the report first.
Honourable members. Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the leaders have a responsibility to support you, to oversee the House as the Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund bill is what the majority whip. And Mr. Speaker, I was thinking that the minority leader will listen and be guided and take a cue from you. That probably, Mr. Speaker, they should allow the report to be late, but we limit ourselves today only to the second reading so that we can thoroughly debate the policy principles. The urgency of the bill is not in the bill. is in those persons suffering chronic diseases who need our intervention as a country. I'm saying second reading. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, Mr. Speaker, at this stage, we can take the two reports so that. Mr. Speaker, let's take the two reports.
Speaker, when it boils, it cools down. And my brother, my classmate, my brother, my steady mate, he knows. And he used to be here. Those days he used to wear braces. But you see him perspiring. Speaker, I believe that occasionally things heat up. It's part of the protocols in the House. I believe that we have done major businesses even with fewer number, with less combustive atmosphere. Speaker, I believe that my brothers, we've reached out to them since last week, over the weekend, this morning, this afternoon. So let me plead with them that, like the Honorable Hadna Idrisu has submitted, and like Speaker yourself in conclave you directed, we take the two reports, then we can come back tomorrow, given the mood of the House, to go through the consideration and take the third reading. Mr. Speaker, I humbly submit. My former chairman and now ranking Senior Nyimedu, he should drink cold water, let his gut calm down, so that we can do this matter and handle business for the day. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the minority leader has just come back. He went to take cold water. Everybody should calm down. Our hearts will cool down so that we can deal with this matter. Mr. Speaker, I thank you. Senior Nyimedu, I thank you for this opportunity. And you and I, being the members of the same committee, we've done businesses. We did things in your absence. I move motions on your behalf. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity.
Honourable members. Yes, Honourable Ahmed.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I'm not asking much. I tried to draw the majority chief whip's attention to the fact that these are the rules. He is calling that I am doing politics by that. And I take offense to that. And I want him to withdraw that statement and apologize. He must know that I'm not doing politics and that I'm a member of the standing committee. He was a member of the standing committee. We drew up these rules and we have to use the rules for our benefit. Something is wrong, it is wrong. You cannot put on something else if there is nothing. And then you can't multiply zero by a number and get anything. It should be zero.
Speaker, the principle is that ex nihilo nihilo fix. You can't put something on nothing and expect it to stand. We do not seek to put something on nothing. Everything is in its place. But the comment that affects him, ex nihilo nihilo fix. So you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. UAC versus McFoy, Lord Denny. So, Mr. Speaker, the part of my speech that affects the Honorable Anyimedu, let the Hansard be directed to expunge that from the records. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. So, records, please expunge that aspect from the. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, Papa Usankuma, somewhere 2013, when we came to this house, he called us over there at the coffee area and said that when you are in opposition, you should act as though the next day you come to power. And he did so for a good reason, that you don't drag matters even where government is. There's a limit to it. A point in time when things were tough, Kennedy Oyine Japan came in. We thought he was going to hit hard at government. That was 2015. Then he introduced this principle of systems and policies, not NDC, not MPP. We should solve the problem. Mr. Speaker, on the strength of these and the posture of the majority chief whip and what Senior Idrisu has just said, I think it is okay for us to proceed with the laying of the paper and the presentation of the report. Mr. Speaker.
Very well. I thank all of you.
Mr. Speaker, just to be sure that 187 is not always 187. This is Parliament. 187 is not always 187. But this equity must be remembered. This equity must be remembered.
Thank you so much, honorable members. Let me now invite you to take the other paper addendum, presentation of papers. So now a member of the committee who has been designated to do so will now do so. Yes.
Report of the Committee on Health on the determination of the urgency of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Bill 2025.
Take the
Report
other one,
of the
sir.
Committee on Health on the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Bill 2025.
Honourable members, the report I have been duly presented. I direct that we distribute the reports to honourable members. So, are we to take the motion?
Speaker, we'll take motion number 2.
Thank you. But of the motion listed 2 in the other paper addendum, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion is carried. Now,
Speaker,
we take the substantive motion.
Speaker, may we take motion number 3?
Yes. So, honorable members, Chairman, will you take the substantive motion listed 3 in today's order paper addendum?
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, this Honourable House adopts the report of the Committee on Health on the determination of the agency of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Bill 2025. Mr. Speaker, whilst I present this report, I urge the Hansard Department to capture the entire report as though it's been read. Mr. Speaker, this report are in 2 folds. The first report on the question of whether or not the bill be taken under a certificate of urgency, and the main report. Mr. Speaker, as to the determination of the issue of certificate of urgency, the committee determined that the issues are such that the bill be taken under a certificate of urgency. Mr. Speaker, the committee strongly believes that taking the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Bill 2025 under a certificate of urgency is justified, and we urge prompt consideration and passage of this critical legislation. Mr. Speaker, given the wide stakeholder consultations undertaken prior to the formulation of the bill, and having regard to the impending health crisis, given the upsurge in chronic and non-communicable disease cases, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Bill 2025 be considered under a certificate of urgency to facilitate the operationalization of the fund for the benefit of Ghanaians. I respectfully submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hold on. Let the ranking rather... yes, ranking.
Mr. Speaker, I associate myself with the committee's report. However, of urgency that needs this bill to be treated, we were clear, as a matter of clarity, we want to put it on records, that there is a sharp division on the financing of this bill. And we will say that, yes, it's urgent. Yes, we will support you. We will help you to execute government business. But there is a very challenging phenomenon in Clause 3A, which is still worrying, regardless of how urgent it is. Taking 3, in terms of the agency, I'm talking about the agency, and I'm saying that I associate with it. We associate with the agency of this. However, it was documented, and I want to say, before I sit down, just as I said in the committee, it's urgent, but there's a problem of how to fund this trust. I have only documented it along the agency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, the motion listed 3 has been moved and it has been seconded. It is now before the House for consideration. Yes. Honourable Kwesi Kunadu.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I rise to comment on the report just being laid about the determination of the agency of the Ghana Medical Trust Bill 2025. Mr. Speaker, whilst we would like to support the agency, I would like to speak to the matter, and I raise issue with point number 3.2 of the report, which speaks about the gap in the current health system that we have. So, Mr. Speaker, the gap here we talk about is the addressing of non-communicable diseases. Mr. Speaker, we already have a health insurance system that takes care of our health issues in the country. if there is any urgency to introduce another system, why not strengthening the already existing health insurance that we do have, Mr. Speaker? However, that is the agency, but there already exists, Mr. Speaker, an authority that caters for the health of Ghanaians. However, Mr. Speaker, what is the need of us creating another trust fund to cater for a same authority that exists? But consideration of bills are always done with the memorandum that attach it. Mr. Speaker, the memorandum that is attached to this bill, that is making us associate ourselves with the agency, is the need of it addressing non-communicable diseases in the country. Mr. Speaker, yes, over the past decade, non-communicable diseases have been a bane on the population, contributing almost about 44% to 47% of mortality of individuals. If there is a bill, regardless of the fact of the existence of an authority that caters for that, and is to address that particular aspect, we would like to associate ourselves with the agency of it, but we'll delve deep into the main report as when it's being laid on the floor. With these few words, I associate myself with us considering this medical trust fund bill by the Honorable Minister responsible for health, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, under a certificate of agency. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Medina, Honorable Susu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand to... So, this is... Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to comment on the report on the determination of the urgency of this bill and the need for us to take the bill under a certificate of urgency. And Mr. Speaker, I would particularly want to limit myself to paragraph 4 of the report. And Mr. Speaker, paragraph 4 of the report gives two crucial reasons why we need to take this bill under a certificate of urgency. The first one is humanitarian concerns, and the second one, the need for health care financing, to have a dedicated financing option to take care of persons who are suffering from chronic health care. Mr. Speaker, it is gainsaying that as members of parliament, we are always confronted with this situation where people in our various constituencies would come to our office sometimes suffering from chronic ailments. And it's so difficult to raise sufficient funding for such people. And Mr. Speaker, as we speak today, people are getting ill. Yesterday, people had conditions. Today, they have conditions. Tomorrow, they are going to have conditions. And every day, people are writing to us, coming to our offices, seeking for assistance. Every time we are being called to Kolebu, we are being called to Reach, we are being called to University of Ghana Medical Center to support conditions that, Mr. Speaker, we oftentimes we are unable to do. And so, Mr. Speaker, I believe that for humanitarian concerns, let us support His Excellency, the President, who is very minded of taking care of these very urgent situations that are in our country, so that we take this bill under a certificate of urgency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the report.
Yes, let me go to Efia.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this paper that speaks to the need to treat this bill under a certificate of urgency. Mr. Speaker, I've read through the entire document, and in as much as a Ghanaian, I'm interested in government coming up with a policy or a bill to deal with this. The matter of urgency in terms of the documentation is difficult for me to fathom. Mr. Speaker, if you take page 3 of the report, which seeks to speak to what the bill seeks to do, and I read the 3.1, the last paragraph. It says that the bill therefore seeks to provide access to financial support and resources for the provision of specialist healthcare services to totally reduce the alarming rate of death associated with chronic and NCDs. Mr. Speaker, this particular provision here does not communicate any real need of urgency based upon which this bill has to be passed. Mr. Speaker, it is for good reason that under Article 106 of our Constitution, bills that come before this House ordinarily have to go through certain processes: the first reading, second reading, and third reading. The relevance of it, if you take Article 106(4) of the Constitution, it says that whenever a bill is read the first time in Parliament, it shall be referred to the appropriate committee appointed under Article 103 of this Constitution, and shall examine the bill in detail and make all such enquiries in relation to it as the committee considers expedient or necessary. So the framers of this Constitution believes that when a bill is introduced, the rationale and the purpose is to allow the committees to do detailed justice to the provisions of the bill so that it serves its intended purpose. The practice of this bill coming to this House under a certificate of urgency will deny the committee and this House the benefit of scrutinizing in detail, expanding its scope of consultation to ensure that we get the best out of the bill. Mr. Speaker, the document spoke about stakeholder engagement. They indicated at the committee level that they did some engagement, stakeholder engagement. But we are in this House where bills have come under certificate of urgency